Lots of new ideas and concepts I have with us here today. Renato Cappuccini. Renato, how are you this morning?
Amazing, Charlene. Thank you for having us and me. I mean, I'm doing great. Super
And
excited about what you're
excellent. Thank you. One of the best parts about coming to these events is you get to learn about new and exciting innovations. So, Renato, can't wait to hear about your latest invention. I'm going to let you take it away.
doing. Thanks. Excellent. Hi, everybody. Just for my avatar, I think looks better than me. So I'm glad I was able to put this picture up. I'll just quickly show you me. This is me. Hi. And now bye. So what I'd like to do is sort of share my screen. So bear with me while I do that. And it just takes me about 5 seconds here. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what I'm here to talk about is First Fit Plus. And a little bit of an optical geek and veteran. I love this business. I've spent my career in it. I love trying to find new stuff and new ways of doing things to make us better. Also trained as a licensed optician and just have a real knack for lens technology and optics and just that kind of stuff. So, basically just what it says, say goodbye to guesswork and hello to precise measurements without ever needing to view the patient's pupil or remove sunglass lenses when you can. So see their pupil. So this is what kind of brought this technology to life. But also, can you imagine a world where every customer walks out of your office, the eye care professional's office, with perfectly fitting prescription glasses or sunglasses, and where costly remakes become a thing of the past and revolutionize the way eye care professionals provide exceptional customer experiences? So imagine that. That's kind of what I had imagined when I was thinking about how do we do that. So this is how we do it. So are you ready to see the future of fitting tools? And it looks real simple. And I'm going to show you a 3D version of simple. So just take a look at this, and this is it. Now I just want you to look, this is a multi-tool, giving you kind of a real look at what we're looking at here, right? It's made of aluminum. It's got these engravings you can see on the edge, and it's got these little slots. And what's most important thing that is what's this slot right here where the eye is. There's a little tiny, tiny, tiny slot, right? If you can all remember making your first pinhole camera, that's the patent there, that little slot. It being on a thick aluminum tool forces your eye to look through a really, really narrow point. Okay, so if you imagine this, now this is taking away not just making it easy, but making it so that it provides the customer with more confidence of what you're doing. So I talk a little bit about fitting perfection because there's nothing better than having somebody tell you, wow, what you did is better than what I've ever had. This is why I come and see you. This is what makes you good at what you do and why I need to come and see you, my eye care professional. I love it when people say, these are the best glasses I've ever had. And money doesn't matter. Experience matters. And not just experience, but quality of vision. You spend a lot of money on technology for lenses today. We hate to screw it up and have to do it again. So everybody knows this. This is basic. You need distance PD measurements. You have to pre-adjust the frame before you take measurements. Okay. You need to ensure correct posture. Make sure they're looking at the right thing. That's really important. That's what this addresses. And then you measure and record. We have technology that does it. We have iPads, we have cameras, we have all that kind of stuff. But there's still one thing that may not be taken into account for. And then double checking. And double checking here is easy. So let's take a look at how this works. Okay. First of all, I have a pet peeve. When I was in retail and I was managing a large group of stores and employees, and I hated, and now I've been in this for decades, I couldn't stand when there were Sharpie dots left behind on the frames, right? So you get these little dots and you go to the board and there's all these Sharpie dots. Hated it. Sometimes they don't even come off and they leave these smudges. And then you get people that are using all kinds of different pens. And then you get these big fat dots. This is a simulation, of course. I made it yellow just to make it look at, but It's hard to get a black dot on a black pupil and make sure that you get it in the right place. And then when you make these mistakes, sometimes you smudge it and you get these big fat markers that people are using. And then you get like a 4 or 5 millimeter difference, especially when the eyes are dilated and you got an 8 millimeter pupil. Huge. How do you get it right in the center? You guess. You hope that you got it right. And then what about parallelism? After you take the measurement, were you directly in front of the person, eye to eye, without having any parallelism? Right? Another word for it is parallax. If the dispenser's eye is too low, the measurement's going to be low. If the dispenser's eye is too high, the measurement's going to be high. How high? How low? This is it. 14 to 16 inches away, 30 to 40 millimeters or centimeters away. That's your arm taking a measurement, reaching out to a person. At that distance away from a person, if you are 1 inch away on parallelism, if you're 1 inch higher or lower, you're 1.2 millimeters off. 1 inch is so hard to tell. You can't even tell. You think you're on, but you're not. 2 inches, 3 inches, look at the chart. You know how easy it is to get a 5 millimeter error on progressive lens? 4 inches away. I'm not that tall of a person. Almost everybody's taller than me, which means I need to get into a position that's awkward. And then, God forbid, for those of you that don't wear progressives yet, wait. Wait till you have to tip your head up in order to see what you're doing. That makes it even worse. Because now I got to look through the bottom of my glasses to see where I'm putting the dot. And my head's tipped back and I definitely have parallelism. So this is the kind of thing that used to constantly challenge us, is getting the measurement right, because there's nothing worse than having someone come back, spend time at the doctor, spend time at the optician, spend time having you make it over, even if you do it for free, and then have them feel like, should I even come back because they didn't get it right? They made a mistake. They made a mistake the first time. Next year, when I have to get new glasses, maybe I need to try something else. And that's what we're trying to do, is make them not think about that. Take that all away. Save time, save money, do it right. So this is what simplicity looks like. And I love simplicity. Uh-oh. Says end of show. So where I'm going to go now is to the website to show you some graphics. You've seen the tool. The tool is a multi-tool. It's designed to do sight heights, pupil heights, if you will. It has these cutouts that let you measure 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different areas. Because if you have an aviator, the lowest part on the B needs to be measured, and sometimes you're guessing with a narrow ruler. You can do line bifocals with the other end. You can adjust temples, and I'll show you how that works. Because check this out. See these little grooves? They're temple adjustment slots up on the top half of it. So it allows you to bend the temples. And then that little area there is also a temple adjustment ledge for really thick temples. Measure flat tops, measure progressives, and how does it work? Real simple. You just hold it up over the patient's eye. And it sounds simple, but there's steps. There's a learning curve. Any frame, any lens type, irregular shaped lenses. And this is what I mean about aviators. Look at one, that's 20 millimeters. That's 25 millimeters. That's 29 millimeters. That's about 30. So depending on where the eye is, I don't have to have the tool positioned right over the eye. I just have the whole slot positioned over the eye. I'll find the lowest part every single time. Works on any type of frame. Clear lenses. The other thing, what about Sharpies? How many people use Sharpies and then you can't even dot the lenses when they come in wearing their old glasses and they want to reuse their frame because they've got these super oleophobic AR coatings and you can't even put a dot on it. Then you got to take the lenses out and put a piece of Scotch tape on. How high tech is that? It's not. It makes you feel good that you know ways around, solving the problem. But the patient experience is kind of like, ew, Scotch tape, really? Because we can mark that. So it's real simple. They just need to look through this viewing slot. And on the other end, flat tops, yes, we still sell them. You just put the ledge along the bottom edge of the, along their lower limbus or their eyelid. And when there's a sunglass, just remember, you don't need to see their eyes. They just have to look through the slot and tell you when they can see. And how it works is real simple. The instructions are really easy. So the best way to do it is just take some time and go check it out yourself on the website. But you basically put this over the patient's eye, but what it says right here is the other important factor, and it comes with the instructions, and it says, hey, occlude the other eye with a business card, which everybody has, or an occluder if you have one, and then just put this lower below the pupil and slowly raise it until they tell you they can see. And when they can see, you stop. You read the measurement, and then you do it again. And I suggest, just to make sure so you're comfortable, you practice it, but I always say do everything 3 times. Like the carpenter, measure twice, cut once. When you do it takes 10 seconds. It's so fast. And by the 3rd time, you already know where the measurement is and you just go straight to it. And that verifies it for you. So I know I went through things quick because I know that you have a busy day and I don't want to take a lot of time for what you're all about to do today, and go check out some really cool stuff. And I think that, to me, I just look at this as being something that I hope can help you, the eye care professional, improve the experience for your customers, those patients, and create that thing that's really hard today. 2 things: word of mouth, because people will say, wow, what an amazing experience. Those people are amazing. You got to go check out my optician, my eye doctor, my eye care professional. And patient retention. Make them want to do business with you over and over again, because the landscape is competitive, right? So we know that. Charlene, I'm going to stop sharing and go back to the you and I. And I think that that's kind of maybe record time for a presentation for me. So I don't know if there's a Q&A and how to do this, but maybe you can help me out. And if you're still there, I'm still learning.
Hello. Of course I'm still here.
Awesome. Yay. Thank you. Cool.
So
So this is really cool. So I'm glad I was able to do that. I hope, Charlene, you can be the first critic. Anything that you have questions on, ask a question.
well, it sounds like the first question we have here is, how do they get the tool and how long is the training to use this?
The tool's available on the website, firstfitplus.com. So real simple to get it, and it's available direct to the eye care professionals, and just hit shop now and get it direct. And then they ship, and available in about, they usually ship in about 2 days.
How much
we're
time do you
using
think this
USPS.
could save eye care professionals, Renato?
So on the, I'm going to show my camera and just show you how quick, in terms of time. Let's take a tool. Comes in this box. Slide it out.
Great packaging, by the way.
Thanks. That's the packaging with all the instructions. I remove that card, and the tool's in this little cutout. Take it out and take a little business card. You get close, go to this side, cover the eye, and now you just say to the person, don't make eye contact with the person. Tell the person to just look straight ahead. Look at that picture on the wall across the room, or look outside to the parking lot. Now they're looking with normal gaze. Cover the other eye, slowly move up. Oh, I can see. There, I can see. Read the measurement, record it, and you're done. Super easy. I'd say after 10, 15 minutes of practicing with your colleagues in your office, you're a pro. It doesn't take much, but I'd say, like anything, practice makes perfect. If you don't practice, nothing's perfect. So, and perfection never ends. So yeah, just keep practicing till you're comfortable with it. It's super simple, super easy to use. And if you do a clear pair of glasses, you don't need to cover the eye to do a flat top. You just go straight up. There you go. Lower lid, measurement, read at the bottom, done. No dotting,
Amazing.
no having to record. Super simple. No removing dots. No Sharpies. Don't waste your money on Sharpies.
Oh, I know people spend a lot of money on those damn things. So
Yep, you'll never
here's
need.
another question. How does this tool compare to tower measure? Sorry about that. How does this tool compare to tower measurement systems and iPad solutions with respect to accuracy?
So check out, there's a reflection above my eye here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at a computer.
Mm-hmm.
The camera's up here. If I look at the camera, you see how my eyes are moving up and down throughout the frame. If you hold it, it's got to be so perfect. That's all the parallax. And then if something's so close to me, my gaze has to be into the most natural gaze you can get is something into the far distance. So those systems are really good, but you have to be very, very specific and accurate using all these systems. There's nothing wrong with them. They're super high tech. We're talking about spending thousands of dollars or spending money on something that never plugs in, that you can walk around the office, one time spend, one remake pays for itself, right?
Yeah.
So it's super affordable, super simple, and you're not having to sit there with a system where you have to clamp it to the frame and then parallax. As soon as you move your head up and down, that's where a lot of these errors come in. And if the camera's not perfectly in front of your eye, at eye level to the pupil, you're already starting with parallax errors. 1 inch, 1 millimeter, 3-4 inches, you already saw that, right? So I love those systems, but they have to be used very, very accurately. And this
Well, and it
just takes that
represents,
level of accuracy away.
you bring up a good point about educating the consumer on the fact that even though the measuring software is really good, that doesn't matter. You need to make sure you're holding it at the right height. Otherwise, it's going to give you wrong information.
Absolutely. Yeah. Everything starts with that measurement. And even that people have used it, have said, I've had to have a remake. Maybe my remakes have gone down. Yeah, because you're closer, right? But you always get that person that, someone sits awkwardly in front of you. You feel like they're doing it right, but they're not maybe they're sitting in a chair or they're standing up. All those things matter.
Mhm.
There's you can't say one thing is the reason. It's always, you have to be a really good troubleshooter. You have to be a detective. You have to figure out, what didn't I do right?
No,
And
definitely. And the last question is, what is the percentage of remakes you think you believe this product could prevent by offices using this?
a great question. So I'm just going to say, I'm going from experience in training people, right? I've spent a lot of my years training people doing their job well or better, better than what they have if I can help them. We had 650 opticians working in 120 stores, and we had an overall redo rate that went up as high as 12% in some locations. When we went in and started training and started saying, using tools that we created that were similar, we saw redo rates cut by 75%. We still had errors because people still had, just learning, not doing things right. And, there was, and the worst thing you do is send them back to the doctor and say, is there something wrong with the prescription? Because doctors will change the prescription by a quarter diopter so quickly and force you to remake a pair of lenses when it was the fit. We got to get the fit right. So we can reduce remakes considerably, substantially, when we fit properly. To take the number and say, what can we reduce it to? Hopefully I'm working with people that I'm trying to make their life easy. If they've got very low remakes, it's just going to be stay low or even go lower to 0. That would be nice. But if somebody has high remakes, this is for them. This is for the person that really doesn't feel comfortable taking those measurements because they feel like they're guessing. And
Well,
it'll
and
really
for
help with that too.
training as well, right? Like when you have somebody new and they're learning to take these measurements, don't you feel?
Absolutely. Yeah. Gosh, what do we have? Former director of the National Opticians Association, 17 licensed states in the US, which means we have 33 states where there's no licensing and training,
Yeah.
and turnover of 20 to 25%. So that's a lot of people doing things for the very first time with the most expensive lenses in the world. you know,
And it looks
progressives.
like people love that you designed a product that doesn't make you have to pop the lenses out. Some of these, especially these mirrored sunglass lenses, they're very sensitive. You don't want to be popping them in and out of the frame. So I think,
Sure. Yeah. And to add to that, a lot of people will take a lens out for a really expensive sunglass lens and not even realize that it was a glass lens and it chipped. Now
that's exactly what
you
he
ruin
just said.
you ruin a pair of $250 sunglasses because you chipped the lens, and then you feel like a bozo. So
Well, and there was another
anyhow,
interesting question here, and it says with the advent of LiDAR-enabled camera systems, isn't handheld tablet measurements relatable?
sure, but again, parallax, looking at it properly. I'm all for technology. I love tech, right? I'm not trying to say, but today, of all those things that are available like that with LiDAR, we're a ways away for by the time everybody can get something in their hands and make the investment and do it. We have what 70,000 places for people to shop and buy glasses, and how many people still use a ruler and a Sharpie? I bet you that there's probably well over half of them, if not 2/3 of them, that are still doing it that way. I go into I'm in practices every day. I see it. I see it every day. Rulers and Sharpies are the number one way people take measurements.
Yeah. And, I just think, yeah, Benny was saying measurements reliable, not relatable. I think, Benny, what I think that still goes back to the comment that Renato was making. And I'll use my mom as an example. I have an online optical and we use a virtual technology to capture her image. We stopped doing it because what we noticed is, well, my mom was the best possible use case. I mean, I was able to spend so much time to talk her through it, but I could not get her to stop holding the phone away from her face and looking down at it. And that's just never going to give you the right measurement. So it's, you're not there to look at where their gaze is and how they're looking into the phone. And it's interesting that you said the further away they're gazing, the more accurate. That's very interesting.
Yeah, because it's that sort of that when you draw a triangle, right? That angle just keeps getting narrower and narrower the further out you go. So
Mhm, mhm. Oh, there's another
there's a
question here. Oh, go ahead.
I looked at a question. I think I'm following questions now. Is it the what is the material?
Yeah, yeah. You're getting a lot of engagement here. It's great.
I'm trying to get better, sure. It's laser engraved aluminum. So what's really
Wow.
nice is when I started making this, I was thinking about, we went through a pandemic and I said, what's a really good material to not have to worry about ever breaking down if you're going to bend temples with it and all that. And also that's going to be hypoallergenic metal, right? So it's aluminum. Once you get it, it's for life. You're going to have it forever. So
Did you cover the cost?
it's $95 for one. Two are $90, three are $85 each. So you can save money by getting more. So one progressive lens today with AR coating, digital, if you have to redo it, even at half the cost, typical for progressives with, lab warranties and stuff,
Well,
could
think
be
about
over
it like
that.
this, right? Somebody's going to lose 15 PD sticks, okay,
Yeah.
at
And
$2 a piece. They're not losing this thing. I'll tell you that.
I like how you think, Charlene. Yeah. 10
No, it's
Sharpies is
serious.
probably
They're
going to
never,
be
it
25,
teaches
$30.
responsibility, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Over the lifetime, you'll spend more money on Sharpies.
Well, no, and I know that PD sticks are one of those tough things to keep track of, and aluminum PD sticks aren't cheap. They're like 12 to $15. So this is for what it is and how it helps. And a lot of offices don't even take some of these measurements just because they don't know how. So I think it's great that you're making it easy for them. And how can people get in touch with you if they're interested?
There's send an email on the website, info at firstfitplus.com. Um, I'm also going to be responding to every single one of those personally. Yeah, I think emails are probably the best way to do it. And if there's anybody that I need to sort of, if people want to call back, just to email their phone number and I'll call them if they have questions.
Absolutely.
So, and I'm on LinkedIn, so I'm connected to LinkedIn, and hit me up on LinkedIn. Happy to chat that way. Whatever's convenient for people. Talk, email, text. We'll do it.
And don't forget, while you're here, this platform is going to be open until the end of September. So anybody who met here will be able to come back as we continue to come and explore and expand our some of these subjects of conversation. You can go right to the People tab in the Optical Metaverse event, find Renato and message him there. So, we built this event so that you could get these questions answered. We're going to wrap up, and if you want to meet Renato, he does have a table here in the Sustainable Eyewear and Fashion booth. So pop in and, keep the conversation going.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Charlene. I can't say enough for what you're doing for this industry and being the pioneer in getting us together virtually. I know you're going to have success, even though I wish you all the best, but I know you're just going to crush it. So keep it up. Well done.
I appreciate that, Renato. And, when we started my vision show, 4 years ago, it was because we were a startup in the industry, and we just weren't getting the traction that we thought we should be getting. We had this great innovative way of selling eyewear through Optical Near Me and virtual try-on, all these great technologies. And when we started running the virtual trade shows to help boost visibility, we met all these young entrepreneurs who were like, listen, we need this too. So many great ideas. And I thought I'd seen it all. And even since that day till this day, this sort of environment draws out that innovation. And I think you're evidence of that. You have this great product that probably every optician should have. And we're just proud to help you bring this product to a higher level of visibility.
Well, thank you. Anything we can do to make ourselves look better and be better and make money.
And make the patient see better, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Better experiences all the way around.
Well, we'll see you guys in the lounge if you want to stop in and chat real quick before we get ready for our next session. See you there.
Cool. Okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you.